This is Randi Altman's Perspective. Randi Altman has been writing about our industry for more than 20 years. In fact, she's the editor-in-chief of her own website called postperspective.com. And as always, it's wonderful to say, hello, Randi, welcome back, and Happy New Year.
Hi, Larry. Happy New Year to you, too.
So we've finished all of our partying a couple weeks ago, and the hangovers have passed. CES, what's your first thoughts on CES?
Well, while I had some people there covering it for me, I didn't get to go, but I heard that you were there. And I'm curious. From my perspective, it was about virtual reality and drones. What did you see?
From my point of view, CES is all about 4K and HDR. I was struck by how everywhere you went in CES, you couldn't help but stumble over a 4K monitor. From the consumer electronics point of view, I think within 6 months you'll be unable to buy an HD TV set. It gives reason for manufacturers to sell new sets to people who bought HD 5, 6, 7 years ago and need to upgrade their hardware. But I was just thinking, in addition to hardware, we're also in the middle of the awards season. DJ announced their awards a couple days ago, and the Oscars were announced today. What's your take on the announcements?
Yeah, it's award craziness going on right now, and the Oscars were announced this morning, so it's pretty interesting. There were some perceived snubs in terms of Best Picture. So Star Wars did not get nominated for any of the above-the-line categories, but they did, I think, for 5 different technical Oscars. So people are rewarding the technical work on that film. And then you've got the ones that are leading with nominations. You've got The Revenant, who I think has 11, Mad Max, Fury Road, and also The Martian. So 3 really big films. 2 of them were particularly difficult to shoot. They were shot, one was shot in the desert, dry and sandy, and taking care of equipment was tough. And then on the other end of the spectrum, you have The Revenant that was shot in very cold and snowy and wet weather. So
clearly what this means is if you suffer for your art, you get nominated for an Oscar. Is that the conclusion that we should draw?
Not 100%, but to a certain extent. I do think that the Academy is recognizing the difficulty that went into shooting the films. They're both very quality films, beautifully shot, and the rest. But I don't think it hurts that it really took a lot out of them to make it.
Well, which films didn't get nominated that surprised you, especially based on your interviews?
Well, Quentin Tarantino, because he doesn't make that many films, you sort of expect when he does make one that it will be nominated. Was not. The score was nominated, and the best, I think it was Jennifer Jason Leigh was nominated. But other than that, not really recognized.
Okay. Anybody else that surprised you for not making the list?
Well, I thought Ridley Scott was going to get a director's nomination, and he didn't. So that surprised me a little bit. But I'm happy for Adam McKay. The Big Short is a great film. It's timely. It's character-driven. It's a very difficult story to sort of piece together. So the editing on that was amazing. There's a lot of different pieces to that puzzle, and he was able to pull it off in a funny and educational and interesting way, which is tough to do.
I enjoyed watching The Big Short myself. It was fun to see how he had 3 interweaving storylines going at the same time, and they all tied together without getting totally distracted.
Absolutely, yeah.
Randi, for what are you going to guess for the winner? Who's going to take home the Oscar? Best Picture.
Well, based on the amount of nominations, you have to think The Revenant, but I don't know. The Big Short could come out of nowhere, not out of nowhere, but it could surprise people. So I don't know. I'm not betting on it.
Well, we'll just have to see. Randi writes for postperspective.com, and Randi, as always, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks, Larry. Take care.
To read more from Randi Altman, visit postperspective.com.